Hey guys, it is Alex O'Neill here with my comrade in arms, Jacob Bryant.
Hello.
We killed Jarrett.
He's dead now.
He's dead now. He's nothing to us. He can't handle the teenage drama that's about to go down right here, right now. Since this is the first Spoilercast we've done in a long time, I'm gonna put a couple of things out there.
Do it.
One, we're not gonna do a spoiler cast on the two current Telltale franchises, the Tales from the Borderlands and Game of Thrones. People keep asking if we're gonna do it. I keep seeing comments on other videos on our YouTube channel saying "Are you guys gonna get back together and do a spoiler cast?" I'm like, no, we are not.
I think, am I the only one of the three of us that are playing either of the current ones?
Jarrett is playing and reviewing Game of Thrones.
Okay.
On PC. He got the season pass for that, and you are, I guess
playing them both.
You're playing them both. Okay, you and Jared could probably do a Game of Thrones spoiler cast. I should throw you two together and see what happens. I just, I kind of lost interest in Game of Thrones just before it came out. I was just
Same.
yeah. Is it all any good?
It's real good. I mean, they obviously have a lot of confidence in it because it's 6 episodes instead of 5. I don't know why they decided to up it for Game of Thrones, but it's been good so far.
Yeah, I mean, I keep hearing great things about Tales from the Borderlands, but I just have zero interest in it.
It's so funny.
And you said it's good and it's funny. I just I don't care, I guess.
Right.
But it's got Chris Hardwick in it and my boy Troy Baker.
Well, you know I love Troy Baker, Chris Hardwick.
I know you fall somewhere in the middle, but what we're going to spoil for sure. I think we're committed to this.
Yes.
Because we both love this series. Life is Strange, from Don't Nod Entertainment, a subset of Square Enix, the guys that made the one with the female protagonist from 2013.
Sure.
I can't remember what it's called.
God, we're so good at this.
Yeah, clearly it's not Remember Me. That's what it is.
Oh.
The guys that made Remember Me. Did you play that?
Nope. A lot. I mean, I played 15 minutes of it probably.
Okay. Well, then you did, technically. Didn't win you over in those first 15 minutes?
No, obviously not.
Yeah, Life is Strange is totally different than that. From I never played it, but from what I understand too, and it's from all accounts way better. I think it's just really good.
Oh yeah, I think it's awesome.
We both love it. We both love teenage drama. We should get that out there. Still haven't watched the OC.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
But the first episode of the first season is free on Amazon Instant Video, but you have to pay for the rest. So
you don't want to get your taste. You're gonna lose all your money.
Yeah.
4 seasons worth.
Yeah. So I might watch that. Or I will watch. I'm gonna watch it at some point. You and I both know that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you haven't watched Gilmore Girls.
No, I'm deep in the shit of One Tree Hill right now, and oh my God, it's not great, but I can't stop. You can't stop.
Oh man, yeah, One Tree Hill is terrible.
A little CMM though.
I watched a very little bit of that, and I'm like, nope.
I watched the first season in 4 days.
I watched it. Yeah, it took me 6 days to watch the first season of Gilmore Girls, which was 22 episodes. I don't know.
That's how much One Tree Hill was.
Okay. Yeah, you should watch Gilmore Girls. I haven't finished it yet. I'm kind of trying to slow down the pace that I was at back in January because
to enjoy it.
Yeah, it's really good, and I do not want it to end. But those are teenage dramas that we're not supposed to be talking about. It's just all our conversations at some point lead back to teenage drama.
Yeah.
So Life is Strange, a curious game. I reviewed the first episode back in January. I was hesitantly looking forward to it. I don't know if you had a relationship with it.
Yeah, I hadn't really heard that much about it, but you actually sent me a text to be like, hey, just play this game. You gotta try it.
As soon as I finished the first episode, I'm like, where the fuck is Jacob? I know exactly who this game is for, and it's you.
And I loved it.
Yeah. And I'm glad I thought of it because you hadn't heard of it. I had heard of it about 6 months before. And I hadn't actually seen any gameplay of it. I just read stuff about it, and I got a good vibe from it. I got a very Gone Home vibe from it initially. I think it's a little bit different, but we'll see. And yeah, I played that first episode and it totally won me over. I think just like the fact that it controls better than any Telltale game that has ever controlled.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, let's just give twin stick controls to an adventure game and have it like not be terrible.
Please.
Yeah, and I don't like you. I haven't talked to you too much about it, but you found it like easier getting around and finding stuff, right?
Oh yeah, way easier. Especially like I always think of like the first episode of season 1 of The Walking Dead. There's like all the shit that happens in that pharmacy. Took me forever the first time to get out, like figure out, oh, you need to throw a brick across the street and then you need to go back and you need to get the remote control and have this dude fucking reprogram it and all that shit.
Yeah. That was very classic adventure game, and like none of the rest of the episodes did any of that.
Yeah.
Which shows like I think it was a problem with how it was designed that made those puzzles super unintuitive. They just could have been done better. But regardless, Life is Strange is kind of like the reverse of that. There's no combat at all. There's no quick time events. It's none of that bullshit.
None of that garbage. Just super indie music.
Super the indiest and like oh, this is a game set in Oregon.
Oh yeah.
Like,
do you understand? Do you get it? It's Oregon.
Yeah, it's like, oh god, it's set in Oregon. It rains a lot. It's cloudy and murky. It's a fishing town.
Yeah.
There's tons of indie music.
Max is like the most Oregon resident I've ever seen.
Yeah, and it's set in 2013, and she uses a Polaroid camera. It's like, we hit all of the notes. There's nothing left. Yeah, no, it's like the most hipster game, but it's totally endearing. It's not shitty about it.
Yeah.
Like, Max comes off as just like a person who likes things, not as a person who doesn't like popular things.
Yeah.
And like we'll talk about a little bit about that first episode, since we aren't going to do a spoiler cast for that one specifically. But I liked all the pop culture references in that first one, especially.
Yeah.
Like when she's talking about the flash drive that Warren gave her that has like Scott Pilgrim vs. the World on it and Full Metal Alchemist.
I think there's a Final Fantasy reference somewhere.
Yeah, Final Fantasy, the Spirits Within reference.
Yeah, oh yeah. What a great
I don't care
movie.
what anyone says. I thought it was a great sci-fi movie. I like laughed hysterically when I heard that because I've actually watched it pretty recently. I watched it in December, just pretty much because I was bored with a friend. And he's like, it can't be that bad, and it's like Steve Buscemi's in it and Alec Baldwin's in it, and I'm like, what was this movie? But yeah, what did you think of the first episode and everything that happened?
I mean, I liked it a lot. It obviously pulled me in right away. The characters are awesome. I'm obsessed with Chloe. She's so badass. And like all like the little things, like you don't spend a lot of time with a lot of the students, but like the little time you spend with them, like they really use that time well. Like I forget her name, the girl that like had the abortion. Like that whole conversation with her in the first episode, you were just like, I don't really spend a lot of time with her, but it was cool seeing her in the second episode for another couple minutes and being like, oh yeah.
I think her name is Dana. You asked her about her pregnancy test, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
I didn't. See, I saw it, and I'm like, I'm not going to touch that. What did she say?
Oh, God. She gets a little mad at you, do like the whole time reverse thing and like figure out what the right questions to ask her to talk about it. But then she brings it up and she tells you about, what's the guy's, is it Zach, the football player?
Yeah.
No, is it him?
Maybe.
Okay. I don't know.
Sounds right.
Anyways, yeah, she talks about it. She's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure she had an abortion, if I remember correctly.
She took the morning after pill. And you find that out in the second episode because you can see them on her stand.
Yeah, so I mean, she pretty much just confides in you, and then when you see her in the second episode, she's like, "Hey, didn't really want to talk to you, but glad I did." So I was just like, "Hey, fuck yeah, we're friends now, ish."
Yeah, I mean, she was nice to me in the second episode anyway. I'm glad it works out both ways. Yeah, I do like. You can't talk about this without talking about the mechanic, the time reversal mechanic,
right?
Which is just, it's like so brilliant to put that in an adventure game. I think because like I don't know if you ever played Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time.
I did.
I did as well. And it's like, oh, this works really well in like a platformer action game. But they took that concept and they're like, oh, let's put that in a game where you have to make a bunch of dialogue choices. And it's like, okay, well, I mean, I guess like you can just undo dialogue, but like, no, let's add a new layer to it where you can learn things by asking questions, go back and like use that information, which is like, that's like the first thing you do in the classroom in the first episode. That's such a brilliant idea. And it's cool, like you can talk to people, other people, then rewind time and talk to different people, and you'll have more options with them. In the second episode, they kind of expand to that. Say you like the first episode. I'm trying to think of like the major decisions.
I know one of them is watching whether or not you jump out and get in between Chloe and her stepdad when he finds the pot in her room.
What did you do?
I stayed in the closet and watched.
I stayed in the closet and watched too, just because like
I thought it would make it worse. I thought it would be worse. Yeah.
Also, I got between the fight of the what's her face, the girl
Kate.
Yeah, Kate Marsh and Madsen, David Madsen.
So
I got between the two of them, so he would have known who I was.
And
if I'd gotten in it with him twice in one day, I knew that would have been bad.
Right. It would have been like, I don't know. We'll probably get to it. The point where if you would have taken the picture and stayed hidden, it probably would have helped out your cause in near the end of the second episode a little more. Yeah. When it comes to.
Yeah, I mean, like that's gonna be like a big the focus of kind of like what we talk about, I think. But yeah, there's a lot of ways I can see that playing out too. I was really upset when I found out that 49% of people could not.
I know.
I'm like, oh god, if she had died, I would have been destroyed.
I know. I wouldn't have restarted, but fuck.
Yeah, I couldn't and I'll talk about that more when we get there. Yeah. But did you tell the principal about?
I did not.
Fuckface.
No.
Something Prescott.
What's his name? Nathan, right?
Nathan Prescott. Yeah.
No, I didn't tell him anything.
I told him. I think.
How'd that go for you?
I mean, poorly, because he like tells your parents and like the principal, the shittiest principal, he like tells everybody. He tells like your teachers, like all your teachers, and he just like, this was a private conversation, but he just goes out and just tells everybody.
Tell everyone about your conversation. Ugh.
Yeah.
He's like a very stereotypical. I want academic and scholarly pursuits forever, but then like when the little bit of gossip comes in, he's just like, let's just tell the fucking school. Let's open it up over the PA system.
And like Nathan Prescott pretty much immediately knows it's you, which is so stupid.
Yeah.
But like I could totally see that happening. In a teenage drama where they set it up where it's like, my family's rich.
Oh yeah.
And I'm crazy and I have a gun.
Their family's comically rich too.
Yeah.
They're like, they're about to name the town Prescott Bay or whatever. And
that one guy says that, and you're like, fucking bullshit. Fuck that. But did you did you get between Madsen and Kate Marsh?
I did.
Okay,
I did as well. Stop that shit. I'm trying to think what I remember the other ones had been on.
Did you water your plant?
Oh, I watered my plant. Yeah.
I watered it both times. I'm glad I didn't forget. Did you sign Miss Grant's petition?
Yep.
I never even talked to her.
Really?
Yeah.
It doesn't really, I mean, you just get like a little dialogue thing in the second episode if you go in and like talk to Warren when he's doing his science experiment.
Mm-hmm.
You're just like, hey, thanks for signing the petition. And it's like, oh, okay. That's all that did, for now at least.
Yeah, because she brings up, it's like, only one person I know who should have didn't sign the petition, but I ain't pointing fingers. And I'm like, what the fuck are you saying to me? I think that's like the most of the decisions. So, what do you think of Max?
Like
heroine?
Just like in general, what do I think about her? I mean, she's nice. Obviously, I like Chloe a lot more. She immediately became my favorite. Like the first time you see her just bust in that old truck. in the first episode. From that point on, I was like, oh, Chloe's the shit. And I mean, Max is cool. I like how they're like different, but also like they get each other. Like
Yeah.
Chloe and Max play well together.
Yeah, I see. Like the thing with me is like the relationship between Chloe and Max is a lot like my friendship with my good friend Damien, who you've met briefly, and he was kind of like that in high school. He was not like to the extreme that Chloe is. I mean, he still went to school and tried and cared.
Yeah.
But he was always like, you know, he had a shitty family home situation, and he had a rough time of it in a lot of places, and he was very outgoing and had a wonderfully intoxicating personality. Still does. Like, he's not dead or anything. Don't mean does it make it sound past tense. And Max is very passive and sarcastic, but has a good time. So I really like her. I like Chloe as well. I don't like Chloe, I think, as much as everyone else seems to, but I really like her.
And like, yeah, I don't even, because I'm not even really that much like, I feel like I'm fairly outgoing, but other than that, like, I don't really, I'm not like, obviously I'm in school still currently, and I never was like, oh, I can never skip school because that would be terrible.
Fuck the police.
No, never at all. But I was just like, God, Chloe, just like the way, I don't know. She's just cool.
She's very likable. Like, she's really easy to like.
Yeah, I mean, I can see how she might not be your favorite character, but I don't really see many people not being able to at least like her a bit.
Yeah, totally. Like, even when she's being kind of a bratty teenager, she's still like endearing. She's still like, oh, Chloe.
Like in this when you're at the diner and you have to choose between the call or leave them with her right away, and you're like, I don't know. We'll probably get to that point anyways. But that was the only time I was like, Chloe, come on now.
Yeah, I did the same thing. But I was also like, but you're just you.
Yeah.
So, my favorite character is Kate Marsh, because I see a lot of my lowest points in her, for sure. And I think, like, she is portrayed really well. Like, that portrayal is pretty accurate. And I was kind of impressed with how dark it got, like, just right away, pretty much. Like, I would think you would save this kind of stuff for maybe, like, episode 4 or the climax, episode 3. But
this episode went from, like, a lot of good character work early on to just, like, holy shit. Like, the end of that episode just kind of started tail spinning out of control, and you're like, fuck, things are getting real fast.
Yeah, so we can go through it. One, I don't know if you know this about me. I think you do. How I have a very high reverence for good title cards.
Mm-hmm.
And fucking Life is Strange knocks it out of the park 2 episodes in a row. Like the first episode when you put in the headphones and the music starts playing, and like you see the logos pop up, and you start walking down the hall, and and you're in control, and like the title card pops. I was like,
Good.
yes. And like, I'm not like a huge indie music guy, but I was just so into it.
Yeah. It works every single time. I mean, the opening of this episode's awesome, and the bus ride is also. I like the bus ride a lot.
The bus ride is great. And yeah, the opening where it's like black and you hear the alarm going off, and then the button prompt pops up, and then it's just you're awake, and you can just kind of sit there for as long as you really want before getting up. I definitely like. There are a lot of moments where you can kind of just sit and take it in.
I know. Yeah, there's like one of the few games I know where you can actually make your character and yourself both become introspective. Like there's a part in the junkyard where you can just sit down by a stump, and like music plays and she starts thinking, and then you can just sit there and like think about things too. Yeah, and I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, and like there's another part in the junkyard where you can sit on a chair and it'll start playing your indie music, and you can be introspective again. And I'm like, I'm so into this.
I'm so introspective right now.
Yeah, and it's just like the music fits the tone of the game really well. It's like it's a good match. That's why it works. Not just because it's like gross hipster indie music.
No, I mean it's not. Yeah, it's definitely indie music, but like it's not just indie music for the sake of being indie music. Like it all fits every time it plays, a certain song plays, it fits for what's going on at that time, I feel.
Yeah, for sure. And like I really like that first scene where you kind of you take a shower. It's like the least sexual video game shower you've ever seen. Too, you
I know.
only see makeup.
I'm so happy that I was like, this is gonna be really weird if Square just gets fucking
Gets real dirty like
gets
immediately.
real dirty in the high school shower.
But they don't, which I appreciated. Yeah, it's like, you know.
Me too. Not every shower scene in a video game has to be so edgy and mature that you just got to show side boob, tasteful side boob all the time.
Tasteful side boob. We don't all have to be Madison Page.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I always think. Yeah, that's what I always think.
Although, you know, when it's done well, a good Madison Page is fine. Definitely not appropriate for like this, and they handled it well.
Yeah.
So like how did you approach talking to everybody? Because I was just like, I want to be everybody's friend except for Victoria and Skip and Nathan, because fuck them.
Right. Yeah. Pretty much the same way with me. Definitely fuck Nathan. Like, I feel like if I gave it enough time, like Victoria, I also actually don't hate her character because she is like she's an archetypal character of like the horrible, bitchy girl in school.
She is the mean girl.
But I mean, I feel like I'm hoping that like that relationship between those two get fleshed out a bit more. I'm assuming it will. But yeah, so Nathan's really the one who I'm just like middle finger to forever. Even if I have a chance to be nice to him, I never will.
Yeah.
Because he he killed Chloe. I mean, I saw it happen. It happened to me.
Yeah. It was real for as long as, you know, rewinding time.
Yeah.
And I agree with you about Victoria, but like I didn't take the picture of her in the first episode. That was the last major choice, I think. I was nice to her, and she was nice.
Me too. But the paint falls on her?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
And I like you see at the end of this episode, like she's crying in her room, as she should, because she's a fucking she was acting like a monster.
Yeah.
And you see like Nathan
comes in, and I was like, oh man, is he better not start feeling bad because I can't be nice to that guy even if he
but bad. He had like that look on his face that he didn't feel like shit at all. He didn't feel bad. But like I could see that turning a situation like what happened to Kate happens to Victoria for Nathan, and like then you guys are like allies and trying to get him fucking busted.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I am nice to. I mean, I stopped what's her name. I forget a lot of their names, but I stopped what's her name from getting hit with the toilet paper.
Alyssa, I think is her name.
Mm-hmm.
And did you save her from the football in the first episode?
Yes.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's just going to be a running thing, just stopping her from getting hit by projectiles in every episode.
Yeah. And she's like, "Are you my guardian angel?" I'm like, "Whatever you want, baby."
Whatever you want.
Yeah, and then you had the first choice of like wiping away the link.
Obviously, yeah, I did it. I almost walked out of the bathroom without looking at it. I was like, wait a minute, they put something on the mirror, and I went back and wiped it off.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if the 49%, I mean, that seems like, because that comes up at the end of the episode, you know, she's like, I remember I wiped the link off the mirror, and I was like, I bet people walked out of there and totally forgot about it, and it just fucked them later.
Yeah, I mean, they bring enough attention to it, like, you know.
Yeah.
The whole cutscene is happening where you can hear Victoria and whatever Taylor, I think, talking. Mm-hmm. I'm really bad with names, but I'm trying. Like I was very specifically trying to remember names while I was playing the episode.
It's Taylor because my conversation with Taylor is probably one of my favorite, like minor ones with some of the side classmates out by the tree.
Yeah, that was a really good one. Where her mother's sick, or is it for her father? Maybe.
It's her mom's sick.
And like you can go back and like make her feel less shitty about it.
Because you can kind of tell in the bathroom that she's not like totally for all the bullying.
Yeah. And like I both times on Kate's thing on her little whiteboard, I erased the like mean messages.
Yeah, me too.
I did appreciate like because in the first episode. You hear about this video of Kate going around, but you don't know what it is. It sounds like it's a sex tape.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was too.
I thought that. But then you find out what it is in this episode. I appreciated that like they didn't just give you all the information. Mm-hmm. And Max like doesn't even write about it in her journal, which is good. I don't know if you're reading the journal stuff, but it's really good.
Yep, yeah, I am. It's awesome.
I really like all the art and stuff. The first major decision, though, is do you tell Kate to go to the police or to not go to the police?
I said don't.
I didn't. I said don't as well. It sounds like we play the same person.
I just assume. I mean, I just seemed like in real life, there's no way in hell that any good would come of it for her. Like they wouldn't believe her without any proof. The videos would. It sounds like. I mean, we obviously haven't seen it, but the video would have been totally like. There's no way she would have had a solid case.
Yeah, I totally agree. And like having her go to the cops and then them just grilling her and being like, well, Mr. Prescott is a very respected into blah, 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 doing all that would just like destroy her.
Exactly. I mean, she does not take it well when you tell her not to go to the cops either.
Oh, yeah. Understandably, she's frustrated, which is like why I had to answer the phone when she called. Like, I'm like, no, I have to do this. Chloe will be fine. She's just throwing one of her little fits. Yeah, I mean, I really like. So the game is kind of like, I guess, 4 scenes of just kind of casually walking around and talking to people. Mm-hmm. And that's
I like it.
The whole stuff. Yeah, I really like it. Because you remember, like, some of the best moments in Telltale games are when that's what you do. Like, I think about Season 1 of The Walking Dead, where you, in Episode 3, you, like, when Duck is sick and like you're at the train yard and you meet Charlie or Chuck, you just like walking around talking to people, asking if everyone's okay, and then you kind of do like a little bit of puzzly stuff, and it's super easy. And that all like went well.
I agree.
And some of those downtime moments were really, really great. Like it's earlier in that episode when you're walking around the motel complex and Duck is trying to be your Robin.
Mm-hmm. And so like, fun.
Yeah, and then you have to ration out the food and stuff. It is fun. It's like it's not necessarily fun, but it's interesting. It lets the writing shine through. The Wolf Among Us did a lot less of that, but it had better writing. So like the kind of active dialogue scenes still were like the main show.
Right.
But yeah, this game is just kind of vignettes of that. Like, you know, you have, in this episode, you have this first scene when you're walking around the dorm, and then you have the diner, which was great. I liked walking around like outside the diner and talking to homeless people and stuff.
And then all the people in the diner were cool.
Yeah, and then like the introspective moments at the junkyard, and then you have like a nice long part where you can walk around this school.
Yeah, very cool.
And they're all like they all made sense. They all helped build character, and you mentioned it earlier, but like there's just a lot of good character work in this episode. You know, I have a good idea of who everyone is, and I'm ready for them to kind of like go through character arcs for the rest of the season. And I really want to see like what they do with that. So you get to the diner. I guess like that's the next thing that happens.
Yes.
What did you think of this scene? Inside and out.
I mean, like I said, I like talking to all the people, homeless people. Like the cop was cool to talk to for a bit, like just kind of grilling, like what's going on, and then who else is there to talk to? Like a trucker.
Yeah, there's a trucker. There's the fisherman outside.
I talked to him for sure. So I asked him about all that. He's the one who's just like, oh, fucking Prescott's a bunch of bullshit. The fish used to be jumping into my boat, and I was like, you're just a classic fisherman.
Yeah. Oh, what a classic character you are.
Yeah.
Then there's the mother.
Joyce.
Joyce, thank you.
Yeah.
There's the one name I can't remember.
Yeah.
Who is great. I really liked her.
Yeah. I want to see more scenes with her and Chloe, because she seems like not like the frazzled mom who can't like handle her kind of rebellious daughter, but more like the mom who's just like can give as good as she gets from her back at her. She's like, you're only getting one piece of bacon, so later.
Yeah, I like the one thing that did bother me about Joyce is like she knew that
about the hitting.
About the hitting.
Yes, that's fucked up.
And like that wasn't like grounds for divorce. Exactly.
She's like, well, he's a good. Respect for people who serve in the military and stuff, but man, he'd served in the war. He did his time. It's like that does not mean you can just slap kids.
Yeah, especially like stepchildren. Like these are your kids.
Exactly.
Like she was already like mostly grown up by the time he entered the picture.
But that excuse is thrown out like 3 times. You know, he's kind of an asshole, but you know, he served his country, son.
He
Like,
served this country. Yeah, like the cop says it too.
yeah, I'm like, it doesn't really give you an excuse to just be a child beater and a dick to everyone.
So did you talk to him when you got back to the school?
Yes.
I was really
He's way different.
Yeah, I was really surprised at how well that dialogue was handled, though, because like they make it seem like the regret from him hitting her might actually be affecting his character.
Yeah.
Which, like, I don't think would be the case if you had stepped in between before that happened.
Right. And then, like, he seems like, you know, in the beginning, in the first episode, it looks like I stepped in between him and Kay because I thought he was, like, harassing her. But now it was like, was he harassing her, or was he, like, trying to help her, but, like, in his own kind of weird, stern way of,
Yeah,
like,
he's,
being
he's
like
a very
this.
forceful person.
Yeah.
Still think he was, like, doing it wrong.
Yeah, for sure he didn't handle it correctly. But, like, now, like, that was the scene where I was like, you know, he was really the only other character beside Nathan and maybe a little bit Victoria that I was like, this guy, fuck this guy. And then after that scene, I was like, well, maybe, you know.
Yeah, like, that dialogue actually did a lot for him.
Yeah. I mean, even, like, think the security camera stuff is fucked.
Yeah.
Fucking weird. But, like, after that, I was like, you know, there's a lot of fucking horrible shit going on in this school.
Yeah, but, like, maybe he just wants a security camera so, like, Nathan Prescott can't wiggle his way out of his bullshit with, like, I got monies and lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's the case, like, that could be really interesting.
Yeah.
So, like, he's already, like, a more complicated character than any bad guy in an adventure game ever before.
Right. Yeah.
Which is
he flew up the category, like the rankings of characters that I was interested to learn more about in the future episodes after that conversation.
Yeah, even if you don't like him, at least he's got some kind of complicated.
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of him being like a good guy who just literally just does everything in the worst way possible. Like the security cameras may not be the best way to go, especially since, I mean, even like having him all over his Chloe and his house.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird, but like,
For sure.
yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
seems like,
Did you leave evidence that you investigated that, or did you clean it all up?
I think I cleaned it all up if I remember right, but I might have forgot.
So I left evidence intentionally. I wanted him to think that Chloe and Joyce found out. I wanted to see what would happen. Because he didn't know I was there, but I left evidence. So...
Right. And to do that, you didn't jump out later. I'm bet if you jumped out and left evidence, he would have known it was you probably. Or he would have assumed could have been you.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm curious to see if that has any specific repercussions, because they definitely take the minute details further in this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really like the diner scene. I think it's super excellent, just because like that whole dialogue when you're talking to Chloe and you're just blowing her fucking mind with your time powers.
Those were 2 really fun puzzles. Like probably especially the one where you have to like blow up. Like, I'm gonna tell you what happens in the next 30 seconds.
Yeah,
it was so fun. Yeah, I like that a lot.
And it's like super simple stuff, and it uses the mechanic well, and like it uses the mechanic differently every time like there's like a puzzle of it, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Fucking cockroach crawling on the jukebox.
See, I missed it the first time. I didn't see the cockroach. I was just like, well, the music just came on, so I just guessed.
I didn't either. And I think like that was like the whole thing. Because when I got there, I'm like, couldn't have been the fucking cockroach.
Right. See, did you get all the pocket ones right after the first glance?
Not after the first glance. Because like I went through it and I thought it would just add a dialogue option for me to do. I'm like, all right, whatever. But it doesn't. No, you got to work for it.
See, I knew to count the cigarettes, the change, and obviously the keychain was the easy one. But I forgot to I looked at like the date that the ticket was given and not the time. So I was like, fuck, I don't know the time. And I was guessing was wrong.
Yeah, I guessed the amount of cigarettes and I knew that the time was 10 something.
Like 10:30.
Yeah. 10:34 or something like that.
Yeah.
So when only one of the options had 10 something a.m. So I knew I got that one.
The sense one though.
Yeah, the sense one. I'm like, I gotta count all of these six pennies, a nickel and 3/4. I know this. Still remember it too. Yeah, I really like that. And then you get the phone call. So you answered the phone when Kate called.
Yep.
Yeah, it sounded like she had calmed down at that point. Other than you see her like the next time you see her, she's like crying.
Yeah, then yeah, obviously shit hits the fan. She clearly wasn't fine.
Yeah. So we get to the junkyard, and then you collect the bottles. You can be introspective. So were you trying to collect all the photos?
Not really. I'm not like I like searching them out completely, but if I find them, I snap them. Obviously.
Yeah, I really like collecting the photos, honestly.
Yeah, I did it a lot more in the first episode than I did in the second one. I think I got all but 2 in the first one. I only got 3, I think, in the second one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I missed 2 in this one. It might have been 3, but yeah, I like that it's a collectible that fits Max's character. I don't know who Sam is.
Yeah, nothing. Nothing.
There's no Sam. Spoilers. It's a character. It's coming. It really reflects Max's character well. And it's totally like it doesn't like do anything for you.
No, but it's cool to like. It's another cool. I think the menus in this game
are
fucking awesome.
It's super great.
Like the journals are awesome. The photos, like being able to go through and be like, oh yeah, I remember when I took that picture. That's cool.
And it's like again, it's all these like weird little aspects are building up to create a really good consistent tone with the game. Like the music, the menus, the journal entries, the little doodles next to the journal entries. It all fits together.
Right.
Nothing is contradicting something else. I like that the pictures that go before you get the photos are like a little hint. They're not actually what the photo looks like.
Right.
Like you see like a dog bone, and like that means you got to sneak up behind the dog in the fence and take a picture of it outside the diner. So I like that. So this part, the only reason I ask about the photos is like you can see the deer.
I got that one.
Your spirit animal, but if you look at the picture, there's nothing there, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of tell when you walk up to it. You can see through it. So I was like, "Is this real?" I don't know.
But when I first saw it coming in, like a little bit far away, it looked like it was actually a deer. And then, like when you get closer and closer, it gets more and more intangible.
Translucent,
yeah, translucent. Not intangible, although it could be intangible.
If you try to touch it, yeah.
Yeah, I really like that. It's just like a thing. You take the picture and there's nothing there, so it's like a little bit of development in the background going on. So fucking the gun shooting scene. Did you get like the one of the horrible things that could happen?
No, nothing terrible happened. I don't think someone get shot.
Yeah.
Really?
If you shoot, so like when you shoot the second one, I was just having her shoot everything because I thought it was fun to rewind and whatever. If you have her shoot the bumper on the car, it jettisons back and shoots Chloe in the chest.
Jesus.
And I'm like, oh no, this is the worst. And she's like, stupid fucking gun, and she's just like bleeding out, and then you rewind. It was because I thought it might happen, and I'm like, I hope I don't fuck this up, but it wasn't as like horrible.
See, because I thought that was gonna happen. Was it in the one before that? Before you shoot the car, there's one where you shoot and it just ricochets off everything, like all the shit around. And I was like, oh fuck, let's stop.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm like, oh god, what if like Max? There was a moment where you shoot the windshield and like Max like jolts back, and I'm like, oh god, did she get shot? But no, like the car, if you shoot the gas cap, the car catches on fire as well.
Yeah, and it blows up. I shot the gas cap.
Yeah.
That was the first one I saw. I was like, oh, we're blowing this fucker up.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. And then the car eventually tips over and crushes the bottles when you do the right thing. So Frank shows up.
Yeah.
What's up with Frank, man?
I don't know. I mean, I'm interested he seems like, my important question is, did you try and shoot him or not?
I did both. Initially I didn't. Then
you rewound.
And then I rewound to see what happened if I did. I thought I would just fucking shoot him.
Yep.
And not like shoot him. But I was happy that Chloe was like happier with that one.
Yeah.
But I decided to stick with the one where I didn't try and shoot him because I didn't want the continuity of my world to be that Max tried to shoot this guy.
So that's the continuity of my world. Max tried to kill this guy. See, that's what I think I wanted to ask you. Do you think that the choices like that carry less weight because you can rewind time because of that thing, or do you like that you can just see every option and then choose the one you want? Because I don't like that as much, to be honest.
I I think like it makes choosing them way harder, actually.
Because you can see them both.
Yeah, because you can see them both, so like you can see the pros and cons of one, or of all the options. And I think that's really cool. Like I think for these major decisions, it makes it like a little bit tougher because like, well, you got to pick one.
Yeah. For me,
before you leave this area.
Yeah, for me, all the choices I made, I haven't ever rewound and tried something. Like all the ones I choose, I'm like, this is what I'm going with. Hell or high water.
Yeah, like I don't do it every time. Like with the Kate decision, like I didn't go back to see what she said with the other one because I'm like, I know this is.
That's what you would want. Right?
Yeah, like this is what I want. And with the gun, I could have just stuck with the not shooting him. But I wanted to know, and I think like because it gives you the option of rewinding, like it makes it a little bit more forgiving. Like I'm letting my roommate play through it as well, and he really liked the first episode. He like loves the music and the aesthetic of it. And he like for him as someone who's kind of like more casual, like he really appreciates that mechanic.
Yeah.
But like the best part about it, I think, is the scenes like the one with Kate where you can't rewind time.
Yeah.
It's like they've kind of indoctrinated you to this system.
You could if you wanted to.
And now you can't. There's no turning back. So if you fuck up, it's over.
Yeah, I mean that's true too because I mean like I said, I've never done that. I've never rewound and changed my decision. But knowing that it was there, I guess it kind of made me feel like better about all my decisions. I was like, yeah, that's the right choice. I'll stick with it. But I could have gone back. And then when I got to that scene, I was like, oh fuck, I can't even go back if I want to.
Yeah, and like because you know, even you said like the dialogue stuff, like you say something wrong and you go back and you fix it because you now have another option that's the right thing. So even if you're not like rewinding the decisions, mechanically they've ingrained it in your head that you're supposed to, when you're talking to someone, you're supposed to kind of go back and look at your new options. And that was taken away from you. That made that whole scene like twice as stressful and twice as interesting. Sure. So you shot Frank, or you tried to?
I did shoot Frank.
So
he was upset.
So if you don't, he takes your gun. He takes the gun.
And what? She tries to shoot you?
No.
Okay, good. I was like, I'd like Frank way less.
Yeah, like he doesn't like just point the gun around at you and just shoot you in the face. No. If he takes a gun, he's like, I'll take this as like a down payment for you paying me back. But I'm gonna come after you for insurance, and this is gonna be my insurance. Yeah. So he like threatens you kind of casually.
See, I'm wondering if that'll have repercussions for you because that's what's his name's gun, the stepdad's gun that Chloe wasn't able to take home.
Yeah.
And also Frank has a gun now, if he didn't already.
Yeah, but like I was more afraid of him like being willing to kill me because I was willing to kill him.
Yeah, which he's definitely not for me.
Yeah, which I thought was scarier.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, Chloe's upset, but she's like, I'm kind of glad things played out this way,
right?
Because I wouldn't want you to do anything like that.
I wouldn't be that upset if my friend chose not to murder someone in my name.
Yeah, like I would totally want them not to. Even if we were like in danger, like go shoot for the leg or something. Mm-hmm. Man, what did you think of the railroad scene?
Oh, fuck, I was super nervous. I was like, I was so concerned that like something was going to happen and I wouldn't be able to rewind after it happened. Yeah,
because you keep getting like they're preparing you for a scene where you're not going to be able to rewind time with Max getting all the headaches and the nosebleeds, which seems to be like with a power like this, that seems to be pretty par for the course in fiction. So I was terrified that this is gonna be the scene. I'm not gonna be able to rewind, and it's gonna kill her. Because I checking Twitter before I played this, I'd seen someone talk about a scene where someone could die.
Yeah, and I had seen the scene. I was like, I can't have Chloe die. So I was like, every time she said something, I just rewind time. So I was like, She probably really was. The train probably wasn't even that close to her when
it's
saved her.
when you hear the train brakes going.
Terrified. I got to that point once, and I was like, I rewound it all the way to the point where the screen was like mostly blood, and I was like, way too far.
Yeah. I really like it. Again, it was like a super simple puzzle. Like you find a crowbar, open door, get pliers, hack this thing.
Cut right wire, yeah.
Yeah, cut the middle wire or whatever, and then pull a lever. That's it. But, you don't have a lot of time. You can rewind time, and it's just super stressful.
It is.
Did you get the axe and try and hack off her leg?
No! Jesus, that's an option?
You go up to it. Like, you go up to her foot, and, like, the axe is, like, use axe, and Max is like, I'm not going to start cutting off her leg or something, which I feel like is a direct reference to The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Which I thought was hilarious.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I didn't even see the axe.
Yeah, I didn't see it until, like, the second time I went in that little building. Yeah, they just allude to it. You don't actually get to cut off her leg.
Good.
I don't know how like the mechanism that lifted the rails or whatever worked.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah,
because she like changes the track of the train and then changes it right back, which doesn't seem like that should work.
Yeah, I don't know. Some magic, some voodoo magic or something. The walking around the school I thought was really great. All the scenes where you could just walk around and do nothing were great. Especially the junkyard scene was my favorite because of the introspective moments.
Correct. See, I have a question for you now about the school scene.
Okay.
When you talk to Mr. Jefferson, what are we thinking about him now? Because he's starting to concern me a bit.
I definitely got like some Concernicus vibes.
Yeah. Because I listened to that whole like every dialogue that he says while he's on the phone before it starts.
I listened to about half of it.
He gets mad at whoever he's talking to, and he's like, "We can't talk about this now." And like you need to understand like what I'm going through right now. We can't. Like, we need to keep this on the DL. And I was like, "Oh shit."
I was thinking, like, is he talking to Rachel?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. He's like the teacher everyone loves, and he's like super video game attractive, and
yeah, he is very video game attractive. Yeah. He has a very nice chin.
Intellectual. The main character loves him, which usually means he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
In a mystery game
except
like
if it's Luke.
True. No.
As we learned, he was a good guy.
Turned out not to be a pedophile, yes.
Not a pedophile. Watch our Walking Dead Season 2 Spoilercast series. I almost said franchise.
Franchise. It's a franchise at this point.
Our Spoilercast franchise. If you want to know more about that. But yeah, no, it's I definitely didn't get great vibes because he used this phrase in reference to Kate, like, she doth detest too much.
Protest too much, yeah.
Protest too much. And like,
she's like,
you don't fucking say that about this. Like, I know you don't know what's going on, that she might have been raped or something, but you don't know about this. Like, you don't say that. And like, that was not cool. But
like that in that scene, like that, like stretch of hallway, Madsen. Opinion of him went up and Jefferson's went down.
Yeah, but the intrigue on all accounts went up.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. Yeah, Jefferson though, I got a bad feeling about him.
Yeah, so like walking away from the episode, I had a pretty good feeling about him because I went through all the 3 options at the end. Mm-hmm. So I know like what he says.
If you accuse him of being the problem.
Yeah, but we can get there.
Okay.
What did you do? Like, talk to everybody you could in this hallway scene?
Yep, I talked to Zach, who I think had like the sexting scandal last episode. The football player or basketball player. I talked to him, and then I got invited to the dance with some fashion help from what's her name.
Yeah. I told Dana, I think it was, that I was going to go to the Halloween dance, and she could lend me an outfit. And but I did tell the Vortex Club people that I didn't give a fuck what they were talking about.
Yeah, Max is just being a social butterfly now. She's going to the Halloween dance, the Vortex dance, and apparently she's going to Planet of the Apes with Warren. So she's got a lot on her plate.
I rejected Warren because I didn't want to lead him on.
Oh, I'm going for Warren.
Oh, you're going for it?
I'm going for Warren.
I'm going for Chloe. This is my game plan.
Is that a thing if that's a thing that can happen, then for sure.
Then fuck Warren.
Yeah.
That's my master plan, but I don't know if that'll be an option.
Well, I'll have a backup then. You won't. Max is thinking
Yeah, how does
ahead.
Warren feel about being Plan B?
He doesn't have to know his plan B if it doesn't work out with plan A.
This is why didn't want to lead Warren on. I definitely blinded Warren with science, though. That was fun.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know what the picture was.
The picture was him after you help him solve it. You just take a picture of him with it, like, after he puts in whatever the shit, not potassium. You go talk to the teacher, you get the right one. It's all purple.
Oh.
You take a picture of him when he solves it.
Oh, is it supposed to blow up?
It's not supposed to blow up white. It's supposed to blow up purple. If you go talk to the teacher, she tells you what actually to put in. It's not potassium or sodium. It's like calcium, I think. I don't remember.
Damn. See.
Yeah. So yeah.
I went and talked to the Asian girl that has a crush on Warren.
The one with the robot.
Yeah. She got mad crush on Warren.
Yeah,
and she's like, I don't know shit about fucking chemistry. It's like, if you want to talk robotics, you can talk to me. And I'm like, okay, I'll keep that in mind. She's pretty cute. Warren should go for that. I'm just saying.
Warren took a punch from me.
He took a headbutt too. Remember?
Oh yeah, that's
in
true.
The previously on, he just said "kadoosh," and you're like, God damn!
Yeah.
I forgot how bad that was.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was good. I liked all of that whole hallway stuff. And then you fucking see Nathan and Victoria sitting on your desk, and you're like, fuck you guys.
Fuck off, assholes.
Why are you guys the worst people ever?
Yeah.
And oh yeah, we didn't even mention like Nathan's fucking terrifying message he writes all over your wall.
No, yeah. And there's a private number that texts you at some point right in the beginning of the episode that says like, did you see that one? I don't remember exactly what it
I got
is.
2 private messages.
I only got one, I think.
Oh.
I just didn't read the second one.
One is from clearly Nathan, saying that he knows where I am and blah blah.
Yep,
and
that's the one I got.
The other one was from Nathan's father, who says, "This is Nathan's father."
Oh,
and he's like,
wow.
We will, if any more unfounded accusations are made against me, lawyers will be involved. This is the last polite warning. And I'm like,
maybe that's happened because you told the principal.
I think so.
And I didn't, so the father never knew about the gun accusation from me until the end because
Yeah. It sounds like we made the same decision in the end. All right.
Yep.
Let's get to the meat and potatoes. So, Kate's standing on top of a building. It's raining, and she's attempting to commit suicide. Mm-hmm. Super messed up.
Super messed up. It's even worse the fact because she does. You see her jump and fall before you rewind, and
she hits the ground. Before you rewind. It's fucked up. Not a lot of people. I saw one person, Maddie Myers, who's the assistant games editor at Paste Magazine's game section. She was talking about how there should have been a trigger warning since there's a suicide in the game because people with anxiety, like her, can get very upset about that. As someone who struggles with depression, I totally understand that.
There was a thing I did see at the end of the game. Mm-hmm. It like pops up during the credits or right after the credits when it shows all your decisions. In the bottom left corner, it said, if any of the events in this episode affected you, you can go to Don't Not's website, and it's like don'tnot.com/talk, and they tell you where you can go to talk to someone in your area.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah, I thought I was going to bring that up. I thought it was really cool too. They did that.
Yeah, I don't know if they patched that in because you did play it yesterday.
I played it yesterday, yeah, so they might have.
Yeah.
And it does happen after the episode, so you would have experienced it without knowing anything. So
yeah, I don't have anxiety. I don't get panic attacks. At least not regularly or anything. I think I might have had one before, but it's I understand the sentiment. A warning would be nice, especially as someone who's struggled with depression before. It was very dark. And the fact that 50% of players saw her die.
Yeah, exactly. That's fucked.
Straight up, she didn't make it, and I cannot imagine that.
And usually in these games, the decisions, they're all hard to make, but it's not that hard to make the one that you want if you really think about it. For this one, it must have been. I mean, I can't imagine how many people wanted Kate to die.
Yeah, like
it must have been hard to save her. Exactly. So it must have been hard to save her, regardless.
Yeah, and
which
like
is cool, but it's terrifying.
I imagine, like, depending on what you do makes it easier. Like, it sounds like we did mostly the same thing, and that's why it was a bit easier for us, I'd say. Because, like, you know, we wiped away the message on the wall. I don't know if you wiped away the stuff on her whiteboard outside her room.
I did in the first episode. I think I forgot. Is there one in the second episode, too?
The second episode, yeah.
See, I forgot the second one. Yeah, but we got the link.
Yeah, I did it both times. The link, I went through all the stuff in her room, so I need to mention her father.
I did. I guessed on the father completely. That was the one I guessed, but I guessed right.
Sounds like that one might be really important.
Yeah.
To the swing of things.
I gotta guess right.
Yeah, right. I can't. I want to talk to someone who, like, failed. I guess.
Yeah.
Not necessarily failed, but didn't save her.
Yeah.
Just to see, like, how does the end, like, because that sets the tone for the rest of the season for them.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
That changes the entire game.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine, like I don't know if I could bring myself to keep playing after something like that. Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you got to imagine, like, though it's very interesting. It's like a super deep thing that can change the game, but it has me worried because I wonder if Kate inevitably dies, like, or kills herself.
Yeah, because it would. I mean, yeah, it would be like playing two different games after the second episode for the last three, pretty much.
Yeah, and if it's not that different, then they did it wrong. Is the problem?
Yeah.
But you know, like, it sounds like we made the same dialogue choices. You know. Erase the link, erase the whiteboard messages, mention the father. You know, I mentioned that I was trying to find evidence.
So did I.
Yeah. Because Chloe had the same thing happen to her, so.
Yeah.
Which I had forgotten until the dialogue after that alludes to that, so. But yeah, luckily, save Kate. It all worked out. She's, like I said, she's like my favorite character. So
yeah.
I was having a heart attack.
Fuck. Yeah, I know. I see. I knew something big had happened, and I said, like, the last scene in the episode totally changes the tone and makes the episode awesome. And I was, like, just waiting. I was like, what the fuck's going to happen? What the fuck's going to happen?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard the same thing pretty much, and I was very nervous because I knew it was going to be something bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I think it was handled well. Nothing was inappropriate or anything.
I don't think so either.
So then you get the final scene with the principal in the principal's office with Nathan Prescott, Madsen, and Jefferson. So what did you stuck with sending Nathan Prescott down?
Toss him under the bus. Yep. Fuck him.
That was my final decision. Did you look at any of the other options?
Nope. Just went with the gut.
Yeah. So, like, if you accuse Madsen, they ask if you have proof.
Don't.
Just like after Jefferson did.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't take the photo. So that might not be going anywhere. I don't think that really, like, changes anything, like, if you don't have the proof. Like, but if you ask Jefferson, or if you accuse Jefferson, he's all like, yeah, man, I could have done more, and I feel terrible. And I'm like, oh. And he's like,
he's too charismatic. He's too nice of a guy. I don't trust him at all anymore. I trust him less after you told me that.
But, like, he seems genuinely upset about it. He's like, when Kate left, I should have gone after her. I should have said something. I should have done it better. And he's like, you know, yeah, you're right. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't. And, like, they were talking about, like, suspending him from the school and also, like, him not going to that San Francisco event. And he was upset that he couldn't go to the San Francisco event. But that was the only thing he was really upset about. But it was, like, a rational response.
Right.
Unlike Nathan Prescott, who's just like, fuck it, man. You'll see my lawyers or whatever.
I've got my own personal lawyer. Oh, fuck you. I hate you even more now.
You're like, God, I hate you so much. Yeah, so I went with Nathan Prescott. My worry is, like, now that he's suspended, like, not in school, he might go after Chloe.
Yeah. Fuck it. We'll worry about that's the bridges we cross when we get to them.
Yeah, assuming like you're gonna have to save Chloe's life in every episode, which I'm guessing is gonna be the case.
Yeah.
Maybe she's like destined to die. It's like the fucking
Final
Final Destination bullshit. Yeah. Yeah, assuming like that's how that goes forward. Yeah, it's curious. The other thing I wanted to mention was like I think it's cool that even though Max's powers are like destroying her, they are also evolving because she stopped time.
Yeah.
Completely to go up to the roof.
Yeah, which I'm guessing you don't just get to start doing that all the time, but
no, but that means her powers are possibly evolving, and that could lead to some interesting stuff. Presumably they will keep evolving.
I would hope so. Yeah. I also like that they didn't focus on the tornado thing is cool, like impending doom, but I was worried that they were going to like focus on that every single episode and then be like, remember that big ass tornado that looks super awesome on the screen? It's going to be, just don't forget about it. It's here every episode, but I think they spent more time with the students and stuff this episode.
I like that's just like, I think they'll focus on it a little bit more in next episode since it's like the middle, it's the climax and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then maybe the 4th episode they'll tone it down again, and then the 5th episode that's going to be the whole plot, I'm guessing. Right. But you're right. I definitely like that you didn't have to like walk through that area twice again, which was effective in the first episode.
Get old,
but it wouldn't have been so in the second. Instead, you got those flashes to it when Max was like passing out or whatever. Yeah.
Which I was totally fine with. That worked for me.
Yeah, it's like
that was plenty.
Especially when it looks like there are shots, like first-person shots of her inside the tornado.
Yeah.
Which is scary, but cool.
Just very scary.
Yeah, I'm so fucking pumped.
I know. And that last scene was just like not the Kate scene, but like when it shows everyone at the end, like all like reacting to the situation.
So into that, like they did that the first episode.
So good.
It makes you think about the characters too, because like you see Madsen come home,
talking to his wife, right?
Talking to his wife, and he looks like super upset.
Yeah,
it's like
totally, crushed by what happened.
Yeah, like he probably feels partly responsible, which he might be, but like he's at least showing that he's a human being, and
right?
Like, he fucking cares, and like that's really good stuff.
We already talked about Victoria crying in her room.
Yeah, Victoria crying and Nathan showing up, looking all smirky and douchey.
Fuck Nathan.
Fuck Nathan. And you see Frank with his dog looking at the water too. Introspective. He's like the biggest mystery right now.
Yeah.
I want to know more about him. And like the whole texting scene with Chloe too. Was good.
Then Kate in the hospital. Fucking goddamn it.
Yeah, God, I can't. Like, what
would have been just like a gravestone?
Yeah, it's like her gravestone. The opposite scene of that is like maybe like if like I don't know if she jumps, she for sure dies. She could just get like
that's wounded. True. Fuck.
I just like so it would make sense if like she jumped, she was in the hospital, but like in critical condition.
Yeah, I mean that would save the 2 drastically different games.
For sure, and that would make a lot of sense. But I just I know because the person I'm referencing who tweeted said it was a suicide. Like it sounded like she died.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very curious, and like we both kind of said that could lead to 2 very different tones going forward. I hope that she didn't die in anyone's game, but we'll see. 50% of people couldn't stop her.
That's a lot.
That's like so many.
I know.
Like I was expecting to be like 80% of people saved her, 20 didn't. I'm like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
50, like 49%. Ugh.
Because when I see like a big character decision like that, I usually assume that 20% of people chose not to save that person, and it was like and like 50% of people probably didn't choose to let a teenage girl, even in a video game, jump off a building and die. Yeah. Like didn't purposely choose the dialogue option that would lead her to that.
Yeah, and Kate's so nice. She's just a nice person.
She is so nice. So fragile, clearly, but
Yeah.
nice.
So what do you think is going to happen next? The preview showed them walking around the school at night.
Breaking into the school. I'm excited for that. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. I want to see some more of. They didn't really, for as much as I said, I was glad they didn't dive into the tornado storyline. They didn't also really kind of advance the plot on the whole "where the fuck is Rachel? Is she even alive?" storyline. I mean, that we know of. Like I said, it could be Jefferson, but it might not be.
Yeah. Did you write your name? Max was here on the
Fuck
entire-
yeah. That room made me real sad. I was like, fuck this. I'm being a part of this little group.
Yeah, me too. And I like that Chloe was like, if Rachel was here, we would all be the bestest friends. I'm like, fuck yeah, we're gonna get her back.
Yeah, we would. She's
probably dead, but like, we'll find out.
So, do you know what happened at the very last scene? Is it Madsen's files that show up what was that? It was like a binder with Rachel's name, and then it goes over and there's a binder with Kate's name out on a desk.
Yeah, there's like a black piece of paper with like white handwriting with Kate's face on it, which makes me think it looked like a funeral notice. This is my brain interpreting it. So it looked like a funeral notice. So it looked like someone knew what one of the other possibilities was. That's my guess. Like someone else has the time powers. Which that's my theory right now. I hope that's it too.
That wasn't those weren't there binders, and when you go down
there were binders with people's names on it, but like you see one that's Kate's, and there's like a black sheet of paper with white handwriting on it. And that's what I'm going off of underneath the binder. And if like the other person with time powers is Rachel, that just makes it all the more interesting.
Yeah.
Which could explain why she disappeared and why she ran away.
Yeah. Oh god. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's my theory right now. We'll see. And if you guys have any theories out there, please leave them in the comments below or tweet them at me. I'm at AlFighter27. Jacob, you're at JacobB41.
Yep.
And let us know what you think. We really loved it, and we hope you guys liked it too, and we hope you guys liked this little spoiler cast. It's just going to be me and Jacob because Jarrett ain't got time for this pussy shit.
He's playing those adult games.
Yeah, he's going to be playing Mortal Kombat.
Triple A.
Whatever.
Fuck that guy.
He didn't even get Bloodborne. He's not Triple A. But so Jarrett won't be joining us with these, but at some point I'm sure we'll get the three of us back together to spoil some game.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna keep doing this. The next episode is scheduled to come out in May. So we will be back then to talk Life is Strange episode 3. I'm gonna be reviewing episode 2 at some point. It's not up at the time of this recording, but we'll see. It should be up soon. I just got to think about it. I wanted to talk to somebody about it before I wrote the review because of the whole suicide stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for joining me, Jacob.
Thank you for having me.
It's always a goddamn pleasure. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Later. Bye.